Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Go Car Cruising. My name's Mark and I'm a certified car nut. Yes, I am. Proud of it. Back here in beautiful Ludlow, Massachusetts at the Ludlow Elks. I love this cruise night. It packs the house. Every time there's good weather, a lot of cool cars, and it's half full already, and I'm seeing some different cars. I can't wait to get out there and talk to some people about their cars. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button, smash the thumbs up, like button for me. And if you know of a cool car with a cool story, whether it's yours or somebody else's or a show that I should go to, leave me a comment in the comment box and I'll do my best to get out there to it. And let's go car cruising, and I'm going to get to it. All right, folks, we're here with Claude, and he's going to tell us about his 1980 Z28 Camaro. And I like the car, Claude, and it brings back memories of high school. My buddy had a 79 black Z28, and I occasionally had to drive it home when he misbehaved a little bit more than he should have, if you know what I mean. But,
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But he did the same for me. So, you know, we kind of had this deal. Whoever drove took it easy, and the other one could have a good time. And we swapped cars a couple nights when that didn't quite happen. But we survived.
My first car that I ever had from working part-time after high school was a 1970 Mustang.
Okay.
It was a pretty car, but only a six-cylinder 250.
Okay.
So then my best friend bought a 1979 Camaro Z28.
Yep.
If he bought one, I'm getting one.
Sure.
So I went out and I saw this car and I fell in love with it. And from State Street Auto Sales in Springfield, Mass.
Okay.
I bought this car, and it was on my 21st birthday in 1982.
Okay.
And it had 19,000 miles on it when I bought it. This came out of East Islip, New York.
Okay.
And so I am now only the second owner of this car. I've had it for 42 years. And
it's a keeper.
And it's a keeper because I used to hear all these guys saying, oh, I used to have one of those. I wish I still had it.
Mm-hmm.
And I told myself, I'm never going to let that happen to me. I have my dream car. Whatever I have to do to keep it and keep it looking good, I'm going to do.
That's awesome.
You know, when 2 kids, a house, I got a wife.
Life happens along the way.
So it started to deteriorate a little bit. And my wife's cousin, Scott, who is a wizard with Camaros,
Okay.
I said, Scotty, what do I got to do to get this back? He goes, I have some room in my garage. Bring it up. We'll start working on it a couple nights a week, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
So I did, and every time I went up, he'd say, you're taking this off tonight, bag it and tag it. You're taking this off. And then he had a sand blasting booth.
Okay.
And I would put my parts in there and blast them with the black sand.
Yep.
And then he would
Black
prime,
beauty.
Yeah, then he would prime them for me. And we did that from April to October, a couple nights a week, 6 to midnight. And then finally got it ready for the paint job that this guy in Granby, AJ's did, and this paint is 20 years old now.
Wow.
It still looks like it was painted yesterday.
It's held up really well.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And the car's very sentimental to me because I've lost a couple older brothers, and just knowing they were in the passenger seat with me.
Yep. They can ride with you still.
Yeah, when I'm riding, they're with me.
That's awesome.
You know, and they always used to say, come on, Claude, let me take the Z for a ride. Let me take the Z for a spin.
Right, yeah.
And I always remember that.
Well, awesome. Well, thanks for sharing the story.
Well, thank you.
I appreciate it. And people like to hear that stuff. So that's why I'm out here talking to people about their cars.
I mean,
So I'm enjoying
hot dogs,
it.
apple pie, and Chevys and cars.
And Chevrolet. And tonight I got the Chevrolet with me. So there we go. All right, thanks again.
Right,
and we'll see you out cruising the roads.
Yes, sir.
All right, folks, we're here with Ed, and Ed's got a matching hat for his green Chevrolet, and he's going to tell us all about it. What do we got here, Ed?
So this is a 1954 Chevrolet Model 210, which is one step below the Bel Air.
Okay.
And I bought this car in 1998, and I started restoring it, and it kept getting pushed aside.
Life gets in the way.
It wasn't so much life as other car
Oh, okay.
You know, I did a Healy, I did a MG, I did a bunch of other cars.
Yep.
And finally got back to this one seriously, you know, and So
Well,
everything's been done to it. The body came off. All the body work was done by Brian Schmidt up in Townsend, Vermont.
okay,
Engine was rebuilt before it even went up to Vermont, and pretty much everything has been done. Wiring harness, transmission
Sure.
rebuilt locally by Billy Taft over in East Long Meadow.
and it's a beauty, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it came out nice.
It's good to see. It's good to see. People don't see them.
Yeah, it's funny. We were just at a Austin Healey event last week,
Okay.
and a fellow who appraised this car said that nobody restores these 49 to 54 Chevys. They all want the 55, 6, and 7.
Sure.
But I put serious time and money into doing this one just for sentimental reasons, because I own one very much like it when I was in high school in 1964.
And that's a story, and that's what I like to tell.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that. That's
Okay.
awesome. Well, thanks for bringing the car out, Ed. People love to see it. I'm sure wherever you go, you get big thumbs up and,
Yep.
and lots of smiles.
Yeah.
So enjoy it, cruise the heck out of it, and we'll see you on the road.
Okay.
GMC pickup, and it's got plenty of room in the back for a custom Harley Davidson. For sale, I'll give you the for sale information. Never hurts to put things out there. Cool little truck and a nice motorcycle. All right, folks, we're here with Barry, and Barry's going to tell us about his beautiful 55 Chevy. And I know it's a 55 Chevy because anybody who is somebody should know it's a 55 Chevy, right?
Yes,
Terrific. How long have you had this one, Barry?
since about 95, something
Okay.
like that.
And you cruise it and you enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I drive it anywhere I want.
So it's a Bel Air hardtop,
Two-door hardtop.
two-door hardtop, which is probably the most desirable body style,
Short of
other
a
than
convertible.
short of the convertible. But the post gets in the way,
Yes. So nice with that all open like that.
right? So did you restore it back then, Barry, or did you?
No, this is the way I bought
way you
it,
bought it?
actually. I did the mechanical end of it.
Because they always need something.
Yeah, I put an engine in, and it still has a 55 engine.
Okay,
And I didn't upgrade it to a Super Duty
small block, super
small block.
fire breathing
but
small
it's,
block,
It's
right?
got the original 55 engine in it. And you can tell by the oil filter that's under that's sitting on top.
Right, yeah.
It's the only year with a V8 that has that. It's
Kids
55.
nowadays will be like, "What is that?"
That's right. But it has 265 cubic inches,
Okay,
and
because that's what they were.
that's the engine that shook the world,
Yep. The
because the first year the Chevrolet had a V8.
small block Chevy. That's the beginning of it all.
Yep.
And they've sold a couple of them since then.
One or two.
Yeah.
I think, and this is one of them.
That's awesome. Well, that's great, Barry. Thanks for sharing.
Sure enough. Thank you.
And cruise the heck out of it and have a ball with it.
I do. I will.
Thank you.
Matter of fact, this weekend is going to Vermont. So.
There you go.
Yep.
Drive it and have fun. Don't drive it like you stole it, though.
Oh no, I drive it with care.
Another green Corvette, 454 in this one.
They say that was the only time that anyone had seen him smile. He slowly lowered his gun, and then he said to me,
Nicely
"We're even
detailed.
friends." And so at last I understood that there was still a
Green
spark of
interior,
good
green with green.
going.
Okay, don't see that a lot. Usually they're black interiors. 4-speed, very nice. 71.
I blocked the path of his retreat. He took
All right, folks, we're here with Cliff, and he's going to tell us about his yellow Chevrolet pickup truck. What year is this, Cliff?
1937. It's semi-original color. If
Okay.
you look at the color charts on that your vintage, it had a yellow like this.
Wow.
But
You don't see many Chevrolets around as compared to the Fords.
some of the old, the older cars like this are starting to disappear from these things.
Right.
Now you're looking at 50s, 60s, 70s,
Right.
and that's an age group growing too.
Yes. Yep.
You still got the old timers in there drinking beer and having hot dogs and beer.
Yeah. I try to avoid the beer until I get home.
Well, yeah. I think they dropped their prices from last year. The
Okay.
Yingling is like $4.
I don't think I made it last year.
Oh.
Life happened and got
Yeah.
busy. So, but I'm determined to get out there and meet more people and see more cars. And
You know, it's a good truck on the highway. It's quiet. It really is quiet. Nobody believes me. I
Yeah.
said it's quiet.
right.
The engine's not loud at all,
Okay.
and you know, it's electric fan in it.
Okay.
And I had bought another radiator from the local place,
Yeah.
identical to the one that was in the original. I just got the original radiator.
Okay.
And it had an extra
core?
seat
Yeah.
core on it.
Yeah.
So it's got air conditioning. I've never hooked it up.
Okay.
It's all hooked up, never been charged. I said, "Jay, open up the windows a little bit and
Yeah.
go."
That's what the cowl vent is for. Well, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
you've had it quite a while.
I bought it in 1980
Okay.
as a do it over, fix it up, project car.
Okay.
And probably maybe about 5 years, 10 years after I moved up here, maybe around 2015
Yeah.
or so, I put the bed together and put it on.
Okay.
Before the bed was never on.
Oh, so it took a while, but that's okay.
Yeah, you do it when you can.
Right. Exactly.
But no. A lot of stuff that I put in the engine fit in, it's got a stock 57 Chevy exhaust system.
Okay.
Stainless steel, J.C. Whitney type of thing.
Right. Yeah.
And I was down in Georgia working on a boat, and there was 3 55, 6, 7 Chevy, and I measured wheelbase, frame, and I said, that's the exact same thing as this, within a quarter of an inch.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, somebody had a 57 Chevy stainless steel 2-inch exhaust system,
Okay.
dual.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, yeah, I'll buy it.
There you
I
go.
had to do one little cut, and it fit perfect.
Awesome.
But it's a fun hobby.
It's a fun hobby. I enjoy it thoroughly. Met a lot of nice people, and I continue to meet a lot of nice people,
Yeah.
which is the best part. So thanks for sharing the story with us.
Yep,
Cruise the heck out of it, and we'll see you again on the road.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks.
The Corvette genre is very well represented always here. Nice 69 big block Roadster. Aftermarket side pipes on it. Nice green color, dark green. Headrest seats. 4-speed. And a big block. All right, folks, we're here with Jeff, and I admire his car, but I got to be honest, other than knowing it's a Javelin, I don't really know much about it, I'll be honest. So tell us about the car, Jeff.
It's a 1969. It's an American Motors Javelin.
Javelin, okay.
It's
How long have you had it?
20-something years.
Really? Okay, that's cool.
My family used to have an AMC dealership in Chicopee, Mass,
There
and
you
I've
go.
always liked these, so I've had some off and on over the years.
Okay. And I know the people that have them are a real dedicated following. I know a couple of people out near Southbridge and Sturbridge that have an AMX and a newer Javelin, and they're diehard.
Again, I grew up with them. I always liked them, and it's hard to get parts. There's
Right, yeah. Well, that's cool. So what does it, I see SST, was that the,
that was the up level trim level.
okay, so was it a performance upgrade as well?
No, it
or-
was trim. It's got wood grain panels, extra chrome trim.
Okay. So what's this one have for an engine in it?
It has a 390 V8.
Okay. Oh, beautifully detailed and everything.
That was the biggest engine they had,
Okay,
1969.
right. Were those similar to the ones they had in the AMX as well?
That's
See-
why they
Oh.
called their top motor an AMX.
I'm sorry.
390, but
It's staring me right in the face, but I couldn't see it.
the cars are very similar. The AMX is 12 inches shorter and has no back
seat. Right. What's the color called? Do you know? The
Big bad orange.
Big Bad Orange. I've never heard that. See, I'm getting a history lesson here as well tonight. That's awesome.
What they had mid-year, they came out with 3 sort of bold standout colors.
Okay.
They had a green, a blue, and this orange, and they call them big bad colors. So there's big bad blue, big bad green, and big bad orange. And if you'd order one of these cars, they would also paint the bumpers the same color as the car.
Okay.
Which all the other models would be chrome bumpers.
Ah.
So this was a 69 only package.
Okay.
You could get the color in 70, but they went back to chrome bumpers.
So how many did they make of these about? Or was it a limited?
I know on the Javelin and an orange car, there was less than 1,000, maybe 800 or 900 of them.
Wow. That's awful cool. Well, thanks again for sharing the story with us. And I can tell you enjoy the car because you've had it a long time and got history with it. And that's what's important, telling the stories and sharing the stories with people. And thanks for sharing it with everyone else who comes here because we don't get to see this stuff. So it's important.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
He lay dead. The town began to shout and cheer.
A-body Valiant,
Nowhere was there shed a tear.
Toyota
For
Land
Rico.
Cruiser, Chevy pickup truck. Oh, that's fun stuff.
The story spread.
All right, folks, we're here with Rick, and he's got this really sharp and really cool Shelby GT350H Mustang. So I know a little bit about this, Rick, a little bit enough to be dangerous, but tell me about the car.
It is a 66 Shelby Hertz car,
Okay.
which they made 1,000 of.
Was that a 1 year only, or was it a several year thing that they did?
The primary, I was told that they made some in 67, but I haven't been able to verify that.
Okay.
As far as I know, they made them in 66 because Shelby and Ford, they said that they wanted to increase the sales.
Sure.
Shelby went out and they made a deal with Hertz, and they made all of them with gold stripes.
Okay.
They were the same as a regular 66 Shelby,
Right.
but they all had back seats and they all had radios.
Okay.
And all but 75 had automatics because they were rental.
They were rent-a-cars, so they called them the Rent-A-Racer.
Right.
And you could actually rent them and go racing with them, right?
Everything on the car is the way they built a regular 66 Shelby.
Okay.
Metallic linings, Coney shocks, headers, Ford 9-inch rear, Detroit lockers. Everything in the car was ready to race,
Okay.
except that you could rent it. So they were.
So I'm sure there were shenanigans that happened.
There was all kinds of stories. Welded roll bars in for the weekend. People would make motor swaps and put regular 289s in them and
Yeah.
so on and so forth. This one I happened to buy in 77,
Oh, you've had it that long?
and it was bought from. I bought it from the original owner who bought it when Hertz traded him in.
Okay.
Back in.
Yeah.
The drivetrain is original to the car, with the exception of the supercharger.
Okay.
No Shelby was ever built with a supercharger.
Okay.
They were all a Shelby accessory. You could go to your Ford dealer, buy it over the counter, and either the dealer would install it or the person would install it.
I see. Okay.
But the car is essentially, I bought it in 77. I took the car completely down to a shell. I went through the motor. It had 66,000 miles on it when I bought it. I
Okay.
wasn't sure how hard it was
A
driven.
lot of them could have been hard, right? Yep.
But fortunately, I could buy all Ford parts back then, so everything in the motor is all factory Ford.
That's
all
awesome.
the suspension is factory Ford. All the wiring is factory Ford. So the car is essentially an original car, and I painted it 43 years ago.
That's that old?
Yeah, I
Wow.
painted it in lacquer.
That's exceptional.
So it's,
And especially lacquer. I know lacquer tends to shrink
and that's what it is on the top. So
Okay.
it's starting to alligator shrink a little bit. But on the flip side, I've taken the car, we've driven it to Detroit for the Nationals, Pennsylvania, New Jersey,
So
New
you enjoy
York.
it.
I drive it,
That's awesome.
and it's a love affair. And it's just,
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to tell me the story of it because, like I said, I know a little bit about a little and not a whole lot about these. And to get it from someone who knows is
Yeah.
the best
there's
answer.
a lot of clones, but it's
Sure.
but I get that. I mean, they're hard to buy now because they're a lot of money.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't afford to buy this car now.
Right. Yeah. Join the club. Join the club.
but I drive it. That's
Absolutely. Well, thanks for sharing it with us. Thanks for bringing it out to share it with everyone, because I can tell by the crowd here, the whole town comes out to Ludlow on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, it's a great
And
night.
it's a great show, and I'll encourage anybody that's listening, watching, or otherwise to get out here if you can, because it's always a good show. And thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right.
Really cool Plymouth, I'm sorry. Big motor, dual quads on it. Very nicely done engine compartment. Nice red interior. And big tail fins. And yep, it's a Plymouth. I'm sorry, I'm not knowledgeable enough to tell you what kind of Plymouth or what year. And if the owner was around, I most certainly would ask him. So we'll try. It's a Chevy Laguna S3. And I don't know if it came with the back spoiler, but that looks pretty cool. This was one of Chevrolet's NASCAR homologation cars. And I'll walk around. Interior is really nice. Swivel bucket seats to help you get in and out quick. And this one has a 454 in it. I'm not sure that they came like that, but that's cool anyway. And the slanted nose to make it go through the air better on a racetrack. Back in the day when stock cars were close to stock. Yeah, that's cool. It's got headers and vintage air added, which is always a good thing on a hot day. And there's the swivel seat, easy exit, especially for those of us that are challenged size-wise. So I came back to my car and I found this note on it, because there was a registration card with the name and the number, year, and all that of the car, and I guess I won a prize. So they just called it out, and here it is. So what a cool trophy. Ludlow Elks 2448, best in show. Well, that's awesome. That made it even a better night. I don't really consider the car a show car, but they liked it, and thank you very much to the Ludlow Elks. All right, folks, it's I'm going to call it a wrap here for this Tuesday night out in Ludlow at the Elks. Another great show. A lot of terrific people, interesting cars, cool cars with stories, which is kind of what I'm after. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button, smash that thumbs up, like button for me. It'll help the channel grow and help me get out there and tell me that I'm doing something right, because I'm having fun, but I'm hoping you are too. Leave a comment in the comment box if you've got a car that you'd like to tell a story of, and I'm based out of Central Massachusetts, and we'll try to get out to you, and
Okay, the winner for the
we'll go car cruising. Thanks again, folks.
gift certificate, Jan.